WA Today.
Well, in national news this morning, the new Trump White House is taking shape, and one of the president-elect's picks is drawing some controversy. He nominated Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz to be Attorney General. Washington, D.C. correspondent Hannah Brandt explained why that is raising eyebrows. Good morning, Hannah.
Brianna, good morning. Congressman Gaetz is known as a fierce conservative voice and a really loyal Trump supporter. But his history could complicate his path to confirmation. The idea of an Attorney General Matt Gaetz has some of his House colleagues excited.
You really couldn't pick anybody that's a bigger agent of change, especially when it comes to DOJ and the FBI.
But the Florida congressman has some enemies on Capitol Hill after he led last year's effort to oust former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
Mr. Gaetz breaks things to break things, and then once he breaks it even more. And that is somebody who should not be the Attorney General of the United States.
And there's skepticism about whether Gaetz will be confirmed by the Senate. He's unlikely to get votes from Democrats.
I think there'll be lots of questions asked. I mean, this feels like a red alert moment for democracy.
Although Republicans do hold the Senate majority.
My presumption is to support all the president's nominees. So I look forward to hearing from him about how he's going to straighten out the department.
Speaker Mike Johnson says Congressman Gaetz resigned immediately after the nomination was announced.
That caught us by surprise a little bit.
But Johnson says Gaetz did it so Republicans can try to quickly replace him because their majority in the House is slim and they're losing at least 2 other members to the Trump administration.
I have begged and pleaded with the new president enough already. Okay, but because our numbers are small.
Congressman Gaetz was being investigated by the House Ethics Committee for allegations of sexual misconduct. But that probe ended with his resignation.
Former member of Congress, the House Ethics Committee would have no further jurisdiction over that person, no further authority over them. So that would not be unprecedented.
And the Ethics Committee was previously scheduled to meet Friday to vote on whether or not to release their report on Gaetz. It's unclear now if that's still going to happen. Live in Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.
Hannah, now Speaker Johnson says the effort to replace Gaetz in the House is already underway. How will that work?
Well, Speaker Johnson says he's already called Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to talk about plans to fill that seat because under Florida law, Governor DeSantis is in charge of setting the timeline for the special election to replace Congressman Gaetz. And Speaker Johnson says they hope to have all of that done by January 3rd.
Hannah Brandt coming to us live from Washington, D.C. Hannah, thank you for that update this morning. Well, it's time to